I didn't grow up poor. My parents both worked full-time, and we had everything we needed. A warm home, food on the table, clothes that fit, and a little piece of land to call our own. But we weren't wealthy either, not in the traditional sense. What we had was something different, something quieter, something deeper. We used what we had. That's where I learned resourcefulness, the kind that becomes a woman's first form of wealth. Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Michelle, your inner light coach, and I'm grateful you joined me today. Let's step together through stories, rituals, and reflections. Thank you for shining your presence here. This video is about how women build true wealth from the inside out. Our garden was the heart of that lesson. Rows of tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, peppers, beans, a whole ecosystem of color and nourishment. It produced far more than we needed, so we shared it. Bags of fresh vegetables delivered to neighbors' porches, and in return, some shared what they had created, homemade relish, pies, dishes infused with their own family traditions. We weren't rich, but we were abundant. And that's where I first learned that true wealth is communal, relational, and grown, not bought. Emotional wealth, the currency of connection. Years later, while working in a care facility, a lovely patient that I had grown close to passed away. Her family gathered her belongings, took what they wanted, and told the staff we could keep or discard the rest. I don't know why, but I chose her rosary beads. They were beautiful, turquoise stones, a detailed metal crucifix, a pendant of the Virgin Mary's face, and diamond-shaped metal beads placed with intention. I tucked them away, not knowing why they mattered, only that they did. Years later, I met with a conscious spiritual channeler. Out of nowhere, he told me to use the rosary beads. That moment cracked something open in me. Emotional wealth isn't just about relationships. It's about the threads that continue long after someone leaves. The ways people imprint us. The ways we carry their stories forward. Those beads became a symbol of emotional inheritance, the kind of wealth women accumulate through care, compassion, and connection. Spiritual wealth, the invisible support system. Before the rosary beads were mentioned, I had attended one of the channeler's events. He connected with the spirits, identified who he was channeling for, and had chosen gifts for certain people ahead of time. There was one message that resonated deeply with me. I felt chills. But before I could speak, another woman claimed it. She seemed confused by the message while I sat in the back, feeling it vibrate through me. I assumed it must be hers. Later, at home, I sat still and asked, quietly, honestly, whether the message had been meant for me. The answer was yes. But I was also grateful that she had received the attention. She admitted that she was losing her will to exist. She needed that moment more than I did. She needed the gifts, the guidance, the recognition. I received something different. Confirmation that my spirit team was with me. To honor that, I treated myself to a few gifts, a small celebration of being supported by something larger, something unseen. This is spiritual wealth, the knowing that you are guided, held, and accompanied even when no one else can see it. Creative wealth, the power of expression. Two of my greatest creative outlets are painting and creating YouTube content. I discovered I could paint in January of 2018, almost by accident. I walked into a painting with a twist class looking for something to do, and walked out with a canvas that surprised me. I kept painting. I sold a handful of pieces. I learned that creativity is a form of wealth, one that grows every time you say yes to it. In April 2025, I started making YouTube videos. I didn't know what to talk about, only that I was guided to begin. Over time, my topics narrowed into inner reflections, women's issues, stories, rituals, and intuitive teachings. It's not a booming channel yet, but it's growing steadily, organically, and authentically. Creative wealth isn't measured in numbers. It's measured in courage, in expression, and the willingness to share your voice even before someone is listening. Embodied wealth. The wealth you can touch. One of the greatest blessings in my life is the land around me, the woods, the trails, the wildflowers, the berries that grow in abundance. I hike for exercise, for clarity, for breath. And then I slow down, picking berries, admiring flowers, noticing the small miracles that most people walk past. This is embodied wealth. The wealth of being rooted, the wealth of being present, the wealth of living in a body that can move, explore, and receive. Everything around me, the trees, the soil, the berries, the sunlight filtering through the leaves, is part of my wealth, not because it's owned, but because it's experienced. In closing, the truth about wealth. When I look back, I see that my wealth didn't come from money. It came from resourcefulness, connection, spiritual guidance, creative expression, embodied presence. Women build wealth from the inside out, not by chasing it, but by cultivating it. And when the inner world becomes abundant, the outer world eventually follows. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Let's get back to love. God is good. Love and light to all. Stay thankful. Until next time, walk gently and shine brightly.